Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project Magnetic Reversal News and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Monday, October 19th, 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2020. The models are in, and they continue to increase. There's your forecast through Halloween. But the big story, 7.5 magnitude earthquake strikes near Sandpoint, Alaska, prompting tsunami warnings. The good news, small tsunamis were only generated 2.5 feet. We'll get to that later by this magnitude 7.5 earthquake. Keep calm. It's boom time and a sign of the times. Now, tonight's kickoff article is the most insane drive in human history. A truck is stuck on a mountain road called Engineer Pass just near me that isn't going anywhere anytime soon. This is up at around 12,000 feet. He was following his GPS to get his delivery there on time. And, well, one of the most difficult four-wheel drive tracks that go up above 12,000 feet here, Engineer Pass, is where he met his demise. Absolutely amazing. As 2 rounds of snow could hit Colorado this week, I hope they get them out of there. Let's check the models. The GFS is looking insane. So let's just run it through here. Here's your Tuesday, which is your lose day, into Wednesday, especially if you're in Minnesota and Wisconsin. You're going to be picking up 8 to 10 inches over a large swath, hundreds of square miles of area buried in the global warming goodness. And then here's that next system that come down through Montana to add insult to injury. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, boom! That's that North Dakota, South Dakota storm. The heavy totals moved off the state line a little north into North Dakota, where we're going to see 14 to 18 inches in a huge swath here through Friday. So that's just the week ahead. And then let's talk about the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That'll be a fun day as snow dives through Nebraska, into Colorado, into, well, everywhere, including Texas, the nexus of the Schmexes. Take a look at this. New snow totals, 4 to 8 inches across a huge swath of northeastern Texas. I said it. I'm going to stick with it. These models have been ever increasing, and we could be seeing some record totals coming through here. And Iowa, I feel sorry for you. We just reported on the derecho. We're going to see a 16-inch bullseye here, which is going to bury that derecho snow. I don't even know if they're going to be able to harvest some of this. It's just not looking good, kids. Take a look. The East Coast of the most going to be picking up some snow. Maine, it's insane. You're going to be buried through the first few days of November, which is good for skiing. Actually, Maine, you're going to be buried starting on October 27th. So ho, 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 and boo, happy Halloween. Temperatures well above normal in the southwest and California. Snow possible in the northern plains. It's insane. That's the meridional flow driving. What are we doing here? Can I get that in there? Like swimwear? Let's get that in. Let's move me over a little bit. I'm not that important. How you doing? Much above temperatures will continue in California through the southwest and into the Great Basin. It was glorious here today in the 70s or 80s. I don't even know. I didn't look. I will record the temperature after the show. Now take a look at this. We have winter weather advisories across most of northern Wisconsin here and almost all of Minnesota. And then here we have some heavy, dense fog warnings associated with the heavy snow that fell there and more winter storm warnings through Montana. So go over to weather.gov to find out what your local warnings and watches in your county are and heed those warnings. Now, the unofficial record-breaking temperatures across the globe happening in the last 24 hours, of course, they're not going to report on these record-breaking colds throughout the entire northern tier, and that's because the southern tier here, take a look, has just quite a bit more record hots. Boom! Just there. You're looking at the 24-hour run from coolwx.com. And we're going to see this shifting more towards the cold than the hot as we move into winter. Clearly. Here's the snowfall analyzer. And we're looking at the last 24 hours of powers. We're seeing we've picked up another 18 inches of snow in parts of northwestern Montana, a foot or more in many regions of Montana. Just heavy snow there, and Wyoming is not spared. Another 12 inches in many regions of the mountainous areas. We'll also have a light dusting in Nebraska and some parts of South Dakota and North Dakota, but these are just foreshadowing of what is coming. People aren't bumming. Take a look at the skiers here. Third autumn snowfall event leaves Europe's alpine glaciers in great shape. A third snowfall event in the Alps has left glaciers ski areas boasting amazing snow conditions, particularly given it's, the middle of October. Take a look at the snow. Al, shut up. You told us 4 years ago there's going to be no more snow. Get in your hole, no cheesecake, no nothing. Nothing. Gets nothing. And this is the reason. I was showing Al earlier the Greenland surface ice gains. Absolutely epical. In the last 4 days, the surface mass budget gain has been well above record territory, gaining 7 gigatons 4 days ago and 8 gigatons just yesterday. Still up above the mean from 1981 to 2010, well above the mean for the last several days. They're not reporting to that on the mainstream, are they? I think they're talking about the third or the fourth spike of some fake pandemic. I think I heard that. Now the second actual secure data point coming from the total snow mass for the northern hemisphere is showing a record graphic, which could... Anyway, there's the data point. Already 300 gigatons above the average before the average even gets average. Now space weather got jiggy about 4 or 5 hours ago right here. So did the BZ. And this is when that Alaska quake kicked off. Probably because of space weather, in my opinion. There's the 7.5 Sandpoint, Alaska quake. Now it has been followed by a cacophony of aftershocks, as you can imagine. As predicted, there you go. It's like a plume of information. So this is going to be ongoing for days. Maybe some larger punches here. Who knows how the faulting in this region was happening. But it's also led to an uptick globally in quakes. And this is because we've been warning about this for days. We have a huge coronal hole from the sun that is going to be facing Earth. And we have a huge drought for magnitude 7 quakes or greater. So we just got the 7.5 we needed. And things aren't loading. So that's the state of the state. Now let's just break it down. There was a tsunami advisory. These were the regions in the warning area in yellow. Quite a large swath of the Aleutians, which is why they were evacuating schools, because it happened like late in the day there. And the tsunami advisories came out, and Sandpoint, Alaska simply had a 2.3 foot wave. Now, according to the other articles, they're saying a 4 to 6 foot wave, but that's not what was recorded. It was only a 1.1 from 0.3 to 2.3 feet in any of the regions, the tsunami effect. So this is just more evidence of them being doubling and tripling shit just to make it more salacious on their end. Ice Age Farmer much? So here we have 0.2 feet to 2.2 feet. Nothing significant, no loss of life, nobody hurt. Now, a felt earthquake in Iceland is indicative of the uptick we've been talking about, and there's more seismic activity happening in the northern regions here, especially near the Turnus fracture zone, and one in a region that shocked the public because it was near land here, but there hasn't been any earthquake activity here in years, which should give you pause, because as this uptick in the mid-ocean ridge in Iceland that's feeding the magma into the volcanoes that will eventually erupt, well, if we can see residential areas with magnitude 3 quakes that are rocking nerves because in Iceland they haven't felt them, well, we should all have, well, we're waiting. That's all we're saying. Now, Chief Science Officer of Pfizer. I mean, this is big. This is the pharmaceutical industry, folks. He says the second wave was faked on false positive COVID tests, the PCR tests. So I'm going to leave you links below that. I won't say much more so that we don't get removed. But those are the facts. Here are some more facts about amazing science. Nazca lines archaeologists are discovering 2,000-year-old plus images of cats on hills. Meow. So there's that. Now, the driver of the largest mass extinction in the history of the Earth. This is the Permian extinction right before the Triassic, when all of a sudden we had dinosaurs. So something big had to happen. We came out of the Permian, all we had is plants and little tiny frogs and 6-foot bugs, but nothing really like velociraptors that could eat your head off. And at this point, what occurred, according to the studies, which are all mathematical models, basing that they can claim methane samples from brachiopod shells 250 million years ago, which should also leave you pause, but I'm just going to roll with it. They say that there was a huge methane explosion from Siberia, which they're warning could happen today because of you, happened back then. So anyway, huge methane explosion from the oceans in the subsurface contained beneath the seas wreaked havoc on the atmosphere. All life forms choked out, basically died, and we were reborn from a very tiny, teeny, weeny, small percentage of what was left. And what we got is Tyrannosaurus Rex. Can you believe that? That is a boom. Hope you got something out of the video. I do my best to keep these short, but some people like them long. I don't know why that is. Because I'd like to get the most information in the shortest amount of time so I can go to sleep. There's that. I've been roofing for days in the heat of the October sun in the Southwest desert. So I feel completely baked, and I might even go do that on purpose. Thanks to all of our one-time donors, which has been 0 over the last maybe week. But our Patreons have been increasing. And I want to implore you all to come from Oppenheimer Ranch Project over to Magnetic Reversal News, because ORP may be shut down at any moment. I'm doing my best to keep that channel up, but it's anyone's guess what these propagandists and politophiles will do in the future by censoring all of us from telling you exactly what's happening right now. Hope you got something out of the video. Share this with like-minded people. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And be safe. We love each and every one of you. And that is a boom to knowledge. Click on one of the boxes illuminating around you now for more information. And be safe. We love you.